I found these in a demolition along with some old money in Australia. They appear to be made from some sort of fabric. The writing seems to be in German, and probably from 1922. Any idea what they are? They are called Stoffgeld, or fabric money. Due to inflation caused by the cost of the war, the value of the material that a coin was minted from was higher than the value of its denomination. Many institutions started to hoard coins. Additionally, the metals used to mint coins were needed for the production of war supplies. This caused a massive shortage of metal for coinage, which was remedied by issuing banknotes in small denominations. As these banknotes were very colorful, they soon became a target for collectors. In the early 1920s, Bielefeld was a linen-producing town, and one of several towns that printed very attractive and highly collectible banknotes with designs on silk. These pieces were issued by the town's savings bank, and were sent all around the world in the early 1920s. What is this antique cast iron thing I found in an old barn? It has a hand crank attached to what appears to be a cutting wheel with a funnel-shaped surround. Does anyone know what it's for? It's a cast iron cherry pitter, patented on May 15, 1866 by William Weaver of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. The whole cherries go into the funnel at the top, then turn the crank, and the blade slices them up, and I think moves the split cherries out the spout into a bowl, and the pits get dropped underneath. What is this piece of equipment? I found this while sifting through a closet in an astronomy department. The building I found this in is shared with the geology department, and I bet this is theirs. The bag contains an old phone from the 90s, and not the extra parts of this device. Any idea what this could be? That is a horizontal kymograph, invented by German physiologist Karl Ludwig in the 1840s, and found its first use as a means to monitor blood pressure. The blood pressure was conveyed by hydraulics and levers to move a stylus that scratched a white trace into soot-covered paper on the revolving drum. Throughout the 19th and 20th centuries, researchers and technicians devised many improvements to the device, plus numerous new sensory components to measure a wide range of physiological phenomena, such as breathing, muscle movement, and speech. It was the foundation of the modern lie detector, and works basically the same way. When I was going through some of my old things from my childhood, I saw this. I found this in a dry lake bed in my hometown in South Carolina. It doesn't feel like a rock, and it's extremely smooth. You can't really tell by the lighting, but it's a kind of dark blue. Any ideas on what this is? I used hundreds, if not thousands of times over the years to demonstrate the art. Native Americans often used rocks as a capstone for bow drills that were used to start fires. Given the shape of it, it comfortably fits in the finger and palm to give controllable downward pressure. The hole near the index finger is for efficient use of pressure. The smoothness would be the result of the type of stone, and that it would have been used often and carried around for years. What is this worn-out box with two clasps, an ivory-looking handle, and a variety of attachments such as files, chisels, and unknowns? About 3 by 3 inches box in size. All I can find when searching is strictly chisel sets, but there are triangular-shaped ones and things I can't identify. I'm wondering what it's used for. Any ideas? It's a dentist scaling set. These were personal teeth cleaning kits used in the 18th century to remove tartar from the teeth, possibly made in France by Touron of Paris. The set consists of 9 steel scaling tools with baluster stems and a commonly turned ivory handle. What is this swivel top table with a square top? It's about 2 feet tall, made out of wood, stained, and the top is nearly square. It came with my house, so I don't know how old it is. The house was built in 1928, so it could be that old. Some old Amish dressers were also in the house, so it could be handmade, but that seems unlikely. I've googled swivel top table and looked at vintage, and I've seen some fold-out tables that swivel, but they don't look like this. What is this for? It's a TV table from the 1940s, about the right size for a small TV. Face it toward the bed in the evenings and turn it toward your armchair during the day. I have mine that belonged to my great-grandparents and was purchased at the same time they purchased the first television. What is this metal pen or spoon of some kind? I found this among my late aunt's belongings. Lots of speculation amongst the family. Maybe a pen, a cocaine spoon, or a terrible knife. We can't seem to find anything that matches closely. No writing on it. Definitely silver and 13 centimeters long. The end is pointy, but the curved edge isn't sharp. Cursory searches indicate a spoon of some kind, but it seems a bit small for that. Any ideas? It's a tool from a 1920s manicure set, a version of an orange stick used to clean under the nails. It could be made in Birmingham by Levi and Salomon. They did make manicure sets pre-1921. What is this pressed glass vase thing with celery printed on the glass? I was clearing out a friend's shed and found this small glass vase. I was thinking it's maybe a celery holder or something like that. If that's a thing, any help in figuring out what this is would be fantastic. Yes, that is a celery vase. During the Victorian era, wealthy families regarded celery as a luxurious treat. It was a rare and expensive vegetable that required a lot of care to cultivate. Cooks cleaned and scraped raw stalks, then put them in cold water in tall glass vases. This style of preparation and presentation in expensive celery vases was a symbol of prestige and confirmed a family's upper-class status. Today, fine art museums display celery vases as works of American decorative art glass. What is this thing I found with some World War II memorabilia? It seems to be made of aluminum with a canvas casing and a moving needle. It seems to be German as the manufacturer is stamped on top. It's lightweight, around 400 grams, and can be held easily in one hand, possibly some sort of field equipment. Any ideas? It's an old galvanometer from the late 19th century. It was used to measure electrical current, with the two top screw parts for connecting to wires. Siemens and Halske ultimately became the Siemens Company. What are these mini tents found at a World War II museum? I think it measures about 8 inches along the bottom and stands about 7 inches tall. They had no description and there was no staff around in the museum, so me and my dad are very interested in what their purpose is. Any ideas? Please tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.